In our previous lesson, we added style to the hamburger menu so that when the user click, we can use the JavaScript to actually assign that CSS class. But in this lesson, we'll actually be looking at how to replicate same thing with these menus. So whenever the user click on any of this menu, we can actually drop down the class. Let's dive into it and see how it works. Let's just make a little cleanup to our code. So let's bring the whole declaration for the media query just after the hamburger declaration. Let's just have it here. Everything should still work the same way, but what we want to declare now is the style to handle the media query for the big screen. So remember, we need all of these style, all this drop down thing to happen on big screen. On smaller screen, we're going to use the hamburger menu, which will appear to drop down the entire element. But in this case, we want whenever the screen sizes is either 1024 pixel or bigger than 1024 pixel, then we want the user to be able to click each of these things. For us to do that, let us declare all our styles inside the media query for that screen size. Let's just copy our note here and we're going to paste it just below the media query. Let's shift them in. Okay, but this time around, let's just say large screen. We're going to say large screen drop down. Large screen drop down. Okay, so once we have the large screen drop down, what is left right now is to make our declarations. In making our declaration, we need to just target the navbar, then drop down. For us to be able to achieve this, we need to declare a new class, which we are going to use to toggle whenever the user click. But before we go there, let's target the segment that we need, which is this drop down. So we're just going to declare a navbar, then we want the drop down. Of course, we're going to use the period. We want position to be relative. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Then let's declare our new class, which JavaScript will use. We can just say drop down, which is going to be display of block. So if we check it, you can see that we have display of block. So once we have that, everything is showing, but we want to be able to differentiate it. So we can say position of absolute. Say position of absolute, you can see that immediately is out of the scope. Then we can move forward to say we want the width to be 300 pixel. We want the padding, we want to pad it 20 pixel right, top, 20 pixel top, 20 pixel right, 20 pixel bottom, and 80 pixel left. Let's see how that works. So you can see already. Let's add box shadow. Box shadow can be RGBA. Nothing yet. Let's also add background color. We can use white. A box shadow color should be able to show then. You can see it. Then we'll just move forward and say we want the top to be 50 pixel. We want the right to be 0. If you check it out, you can see that it's starting from the right 0, then we push it down 50 pixel. Let's add border radius of 5 pixel. so they have curve edge. Nice. Okay, so one other thing we can add is, how about we add the fade animation? Right now if you refresh, you see it's just appearing the way it is, but let us add our animation, and let's use the fade in to 5 seconds. If we check it, you can see that it's fading in. In fact, you can make this, create this to like maybe 5 or 4. Let's see. You can see how it came out gradually. But I think 0.5 should work for us. Okay, let's check it. Now it's just appearing almost immediately despite the animation. But let's use the animation timing function. Let's do ease in. So it's going to ease in. You can see how it's easing. That makes sense. One more thing that we need is to rotate this icon. We want to be able to rotate this icon. So let's declare our rotate class. We're going to be needing all of these when we get to the JavaScript section. So we can then say our rotate can be another animation. This time around, let's use rotate, then 4 seconds. Let's actually then do our transform. Transform is going to be rotate, and we would add 360 degree. So if we copy this class and just add it to one of the icon, which is this one, let's just add the rotate here. And if you, let's try to play with this a bit. Let's say 30. You can see it's rotating. So we're going to use this very class to turn it whenever the user gets to click and whenever the user click. But for us to get this animation working, we need to declare our keyframe. So we can declare the keyframe of rotate. So we can just come down here and just have, in fact, let's duplicate this one or this one and title it rotate. Then we're just going to copy this whole class declaration. So at this point we want 0 degree. Then at this point we want 360. Let's check it out. Okay, we need to remove this class. Select yes. You can see it's spinning already. That's cool. Okay, so right now we have our element displaying, and if we come to our CSS and remove the dropdown class, you can see that it is gone. If we also come to the second one and remove the dropdown class, you can see that it's also gone. So what we need to do is to use JavaScript to return it and to take it off whenever the user click. Well, at this point, let's just add them back so that we can see them. Then in the next video, we're going to use JavaScript to toggle them so that it can be more interactive. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.